Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of Off the Rails. Now before I get started, no, this is not the new name for Sonic Boogie Reviews, nor is it the replacement for it. So Sonic Boogie is not going anywhere, so you can either sigh in relief or in exasperation, because you're stuck with that. But whereas Sonic Boogie Reviews is exclusively based on movies and things that go along with movies, directors, producers, actors, settings, that kind of thing, Off the Rails, if you couldn't tell by the title, is devoted to the certain little special things that never fail to piss me off. And I'm going to get started on that right now, actually. Also, Off the Rails is going to be briefer and time-wise, because I'm not going to go completely into it as I do with Sonic Boogie. So, let's proceed. So, working at my day job in the finance industry, we have CNBC on all the time, so we can monitor the stock market and whatnot. Makes sense. And every single day, I get the exact same set of advertisements from the exact same companies. I can hang with most of them, I really can, but there are two companies in particular where I get an average of 3 to 5 different ads from them. And these particular groups, I just want to go to their headquarters, find their marketing department, find out in the marketing department who came up with these ads, and drop kick them off the 408. Preferably into one of the lakes that's being dredged. I'm going to start off with the less of the two annoying mutants, and that's TD Ameritrade. I got no problem with TD Ameritrade whatsoever. Let me get that out of the way right now. But their ads are stupid and immature. So let me get into this right now. I get an average of 5 from them every single day. And I understand that you're trying to differentiate your product, which is the exact same product as all of your competitors. But the way they present it, in 3 out of those 5, no, I take it back, in all 5 of them, is just dumb. They talk about their product like they are speaking to a 5, 6, 7-year-old in elementary school with no background knowledge on what the stock market or trading is. Here's a newsflash for y'all. If you are watching CNBC, you at least have taken the correspondence course on how the stock market and how trading works. Even if you don't do it yourself, you know what's going on. 2 of those 5 commercials, it's just music playing. But the way they present it, it acts like it's some sort of big fanfare thing. And it always ties in at the end with some kind of, they don't mean it to be condescending, but it comes across as just being like, oh, we're better than you. The other 3 of those, the ones with the janitor, are just, as soon as I hear here at the TD Ameritrade Trader Group, I cringe. Because like I said, they come across as talking about their product and their services they provide, as if they're just down talking to somebody, like, oh, well, it's okay that you don't have our product. Let me tell it to you in plain English. And then at the end of these, there's some sort of gag that they present that's supposed to be cheeky and maybe add a little bit of comedy to it, but I just find it dumb. I just find it immature and below the pay grade. I'm sorry, guys. If you're trying to use this to pitch to me your product, you've lost. I'll even give you the biggest example. There's one scene where, or one ad where they're carrying some piece of equipment, and I guess the narrator, the janitor Gary, with his really creepy porn stash, is trying to ask what they're doing for their products and whatnot. So the trader, whoever it is that he's working with, is clicking the mouse with his ass to show what's going on, and he's acting like, oh, check this action out. And I can kind of see it because they're holding onto a big piece of equipment and he has no way of showing what they're doing. But at the end of the ad, cut to some other dude using his ass to click a mouse like he's the hottest thing that walked the earth. I'm sorry. That's just not funny. It's just dumb. It's Will Ferrell humor. God, I can't believe I actually just said that. Well, it is true. And if my broker or any of my colleagues were ass trading, there's a new phrase for you. You've heard of butt dialing. Here's ass trading. I'm going to do the math in my head, and the only thing that's going to come out to is you're fired. It's just, it's not even funny. Even right out of the gate when I saw the ads, I honestly gave it a shot. It's not the worst thing I've seen, but it is pretty stupid. I mean, it's like that colleague or part-time friend that is tolerable in small doses, but after a while you just kind of want to slap the person. Wow, I think that's what most of my friends think of me on a regular basis. Anyway, I digress. So I'm sorry, TD Ameritrade, but with your products that are comparing with your competitors, exact same things, but if I had to go invest in a product or a service or the trading app or anything like that, based solely upon advertisements, you didn't hook me. No, far from it. I understand the stock market is a boring thing if you're not involved in it or for people with not the biggest amount of knowledge on it, but guys, the way you present it, not doing it. Just, I think I've developed a wince whenever I hear that voice of the janitor guy or just the music that kicks in, because I know I'm in for 30 seconds of misery that doesn't involve Jim Gaffigan's voice, or Brian Davis for that matter, but that's for a different entry. So that's the first company, but the one that never fails to boil my blood has to be E-Trade. All their ads have always been hit or miss in the past, I can get that, but you know, at least when Kevin Spacey was doing it, yeah, he was hammy as hell, and yeah, he was over the top, but he was Kevin Spacey doing a Kevin Spacey thing. And honestly, if I had to invest or buy a product or invest in services from a broker or trading group strictly based on ads, Kevin Spacey would have done that, because at least, you know, by the fact he's being hammy, it worked. It really did. The latest ones, though, now are 4 or 5 different ads of guys in different scenarios just repeating words over and over again, like you're trying to drill a mnemonic device into your head that doesn't speak anything about E-Trade, doesn't speak anything about what you're trying to market, except for the words E-Trade are thrown in somewhere out there. And even weirder, at the end of all of them, they're still using the Kevin Spacey quote. They're not even, ugh. So let me give an example. So there's one guy, I guess he was working as I guess he worked in the car business, so he was using the word tire all over again, as in retire, blah, 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 blah. Some other guy dressed up as a Revolutionary War era soldier or something like that, saying trading or trader over and over again for 15 seconds of just these words thrown into the mix. It doesn't work, and it's stupid as hell, and it makes me just kind of want to punch the TV whenever I hear this. You're not making waves, and you're not selling a product. If that worked, just repeating the same words over and over again to actually get people to buy, I would have a lot more viewers right now. Let me give you an example. As an amateur flick critic, I tend to flick from flick to flick, decide what to flick for or flick off. If you like a good flick or a bad flick, and you want to flick to a flick critic to review said flicks, flick to the one flick that'll give you the good flick with Sonic Boogie Reviews. No! That just makes me look like an even bigger idiot than I already am. And that's what they all are. They're all just repeating these things over and over again, like me. Go back to the drawing board, both you guys, and come up with something that is worth watching and worth investing in. If you're like Budweiser, you know, no, I take that back. At least Budweiser has decent ads. I would never use their product, but at least their ads are tolerable. Guys, you have the same product, you have the same concept as your competitors. Make it work. Find some way that it actually makes it better. Even Fidelity has some kind of cheeky and kind of cutesy and got a little stupid stuff behind their ads, but it works. And it drives the point home to me that even just makes me want to turn to the TV and go, oh, that's what they're doing. Okay, if I didn't already have a broker and a trade platform that I use on a regular basis, I would actually consider doing more research on it. But guys, your investment is failing. Sell, sell, sell. So, that being said, episode 1 of Off the Rails, I'll see you guys later. Peace.